ever heard the saying, fly by the seat of your pants? Well, today we are flying by the seat of our pants, and I have to say, your pants are a little smaller than they used to be.
Well, they are, yes.
Because we've been looking at old video. We don't look the same, do we?
Well, I hope that we change a little for the better.
We've changed, and today, in honor of Georgia Tech, and our precious Brooke Riley, who is at Georgia Tech, gonna, I'm sure, have a 4.0, and being a majorette and doing everything she does, we are wearing Tech's colors. Now, does that mean tomorrow we wear Georgia colors?
Well, I didn't even ask you what was going to wear either.
Y'all, and this is funny. I was actually about 2 minutes late today because I changed clothes 3 times. Because I couldn't make up my mind, and my mind said it's going to be really, really hot. Why are you putting on a sweater? But this is kind of a lightweight sweater, and I just said, and I put on this skirt. Now, y'all know I love Susan Graver clothes, and I order them quite often. But that bad boy was too short. When I put that thing on, I don't like shorter ones.
I don't think I've ever seen you in a skirt.
Oh, yeah. I used to wear them to all the singings, but my skirts are always long. This skirt was too short. And I am too old, so I changed it.
You said it.
Well, yesterday I had a little appointment, and we got to share all the news with y'all. I'm officially getting old because she looked at my eyes. I've had really a lot of trouble with this eye. And she said, boy, in a year it's really gone downhill. I said, what does that mean? And she said, well, you're not old enough to have a cataract, and you have a cataract.
You got Cadillac?
Yeah, I got a Cadillac. I need to get a tag for it, don't I?
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody will tell me I have to go pay taxes on it.
Sherry's caddy.
But anyway, so it is not, I don't have a brain tumor. I don't have, I have cataract. And I love when she said, you're really too young for this to be happening. And I said, go girl. So,
tell her you lied on your birth certificate.
So anyway, the next time we have a little break, I'm going to have that cataract surgery that millions of people have every day. And it's weird because I was having double vision. That meant I was seeing 2 of him.
Hey.
Y'all, would you want to see 2 of that? Would you want 2 of him in your house? Think about it.
Come on.
But I was beginning to get worried because my focus was off. This eye's 200% perfect. And so she said, this eye's working extra hard to compensate for this one. So,
it just means you're officially getting old.
It officially, yeah. Gosh, that stinks.
Come January, you will be getting older.
I know, shut up. We have some music today. We have a soldier here. You've met him before. You also met his children when they were like this. Now they're like this. So they went from these little babies. They live in Florida now. And let me tell you about that. That means they walk in tan and beautiful. Beautiful,
depends on what part of Florida you live in.
Yeah, true. Is there a bad part of Florida?
Well, I guess. I mean, I'm from Georgia, and,
Well,
it's kind of like Mississippi and Alabama.
I'll tell you how I feel about Florida, because trucking insurance is kind of according to what states you go to and what cities you go. If you go to Miami, there's actually a little extra charge. Miami, New York, Chicago, those are some of the towns that they figure you're going to have trouble sometime, some way. But they are living, I think, in Jacksonville, Florida.
That's not too bad.
Dad is about to go away for another short trip, I think 6 months or so. But these kids, every time he leaves, he comes back, and they've grown and they've changed. And boy, have they changed this time. Did you see them this morning?
Yeah, 6 months can make a difference.
They are precious. 6 months does make a difference. And you know what? 6 months, don't give up any time of your life today, because what is that saying? Don't plan your life, live your life.
I think you said that, yes.
Well, I think he thinks he's getting old, because when y'all find out where he's moving, you know how you have those rocking chair porches? Well, he's got a rocking chair porch nearly all the way around his new house.
Yeah, it's about halfway around.
Which means you and Melissa must plan on rocking them babies at some point in your time.
Well, we got to get some babies first.
Are you going to be a grandpa?
One of these days, eventually.
What would you want that kid to call you?
I don't care.
Papa?
Just don't call me late for supper, is all I got to say.
Papa, Poppy, Granddaddy, Pawpaw. What do you look like?
A granddaddy, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. He looks like a Pawpaw to me.
Don't rush it. You know, I'm going to my, next month on October 2nd, we're having our 30-year class reunion for high school.
Oh, wow.
Now I'm getting older. So.
Yes, he is getting old, and I love when he admits it. So.
Older.
Older.
I'll never catch you.
And today, it is very weird. You never wear yellow.
Never.
And I never wear this gold.
I picked this out last night.
But in honor of Georgia Tech, go Tech, Ramblin' Wreck from
Well,
Georgia
I didn't wear
Tech.
it for that reason.
Great. Well, I did. So.
Why not?
So congratulations to Tech on first ball game was pretty good. Let's see where
Well,
they go from
you
here.
know, those college football teams, they set up these little no-name teams to play the first game so they can kind of win one.
That's good. Then it gives them a positive push, right?
Yeah. And they pay those schools big money to come over there and get their, you know, what's whipped.
And they got whooped. So
And they
that's
got
good.
whipped, so,
That's good.
yeah.
We like that. We like that. Well, you know what? The weekend is approaching. It is going to
is.
be weekend before we know it because we kind of missed that day.
So what are you doing over the weekend?
I don't know, but we might look for some boiled peanuts. And I do
Well, that
know
sounds like
somebody.
fun.
We're going to have some people on today that we actually saw boiling peanuts. They sell boiled peanuts on the side of the road, and I said, you know what? When September comes and October comes, people flood these mountains, and they want apples, peanuts. What else would they be looking for in the mountains? Peaches.
Yeah, getting away from Atlanta is what they're looking for.
And the thing I really, really like, muscadine.
Did you, speaking of going to the mountain, did you see the traffic on Monday coming through Jasper?
Please, let me tell you.
I could not believe it.
Obviously, you're not a big fan of North Georgia Now Today, or you would have watched Tuesday and seen me
Well,
talk
I'm working.
about it.
I'm working.
Traffic was backed up
It was crazy.
forever. But we told y'all this little hint. If you're coming out of 515 in the Fannin County area, don't go 515. Get off and go Scenic Drive and come down and come through the mountains down Boardtown Road. It is a beautiful, beautiful drive.
But you know, about 10 a.m. that morning, of course, I got out working earlier than that. There was hardly nothing going on. But at about 10 a.m. until about dark, I mean, it was.
We saw it, yeah. Well, guess what I saw for the last time yesterday? The motorhome was attached to a wrecker going to a salvage yard.
Uh-oh.
And the salvage yard, I guess they put it in motorhome heaven. I don't know.
Did you get all your belongings out of it?
Well, honestly, we didn't. I sent Freddie in twice, and y'all will love this. I sent him in, and I made him throw all the stuff that was back in the back that had been burned or scorched or whatever on the ground so I could count it. But it was so hot out there, I had him loaded in the back of the Avalanche. I can't stand the smell,
Air
y'all.
conditioning.
The smell was so bad. So he puts all that stuff in the back of the Avalanche. We take it up to the office. I write it down. I do my itemized list for the insurance company. And then it hangs there about a week, and it airs out some. And then I said, okay, now let's take it and put it back in the motorhome. And he said, excuse me? You made me go down there, crawl in that nasty motorhome, get that stuff, and you want me to take it back? I said, yeah, because it's on the itemized list for the insurance company. I just wanted to see it. I didn't want to keep it.
Poor Freddie.
Because it was yuck-oh, yuck-oh. And that smell.
Yucko.
Yeah,
That's
a word. It's Y-U-K-O. But that smell was so bad. And yesterday, as we saw it going down the road, I thought how lucky we were.
My wife,
how lucky we were.
I'm going to make her create a new dictionary. She makes up words all the time.
Does she?
Makes it like Archie Bunker.
Like me.
Well, the other day, you know, we were working on sheetrock at the house, and she's wanting to put cedar in the new cedar line in the closet.
Why would you do that for instead of buying mothballs?
Yeah, probably so. Anyway, she makes up this word on the way home. She says, we ought to get some of that sheeter. I said, what are you talking about? She had sheetrock on this mine and cedar on this mine. They just blend together. Yeah, that's the way she is.
She's cool. I love
Cheater.
Melissa. She
There's a
is
new
too
word.
cool. Are there singings going on this weekend? Are you doing anything?
I'm not singing, but I'm going to one.
Where?
The Temptations and the Four Tops.
Oh, that's
tomorrow
right.
night.
That's
yes.
right. He's going to that rock and roll. Now,
Yeah, the
what
old
year of
timer.
rock and roll?
That was
50s, 60s?
65, 67, yeah.
That'll be cool. And
Oh,
where are
yeah.
they going to be?
The Cobb Energy Center.
That's where we went to see Loretta that fateful night. My pocketbook got gone.
Oh, here's a good looking place. I haven't been there before.
Oh, it's beautiful. And there's not a bad seat in the house.
Cool.
Not a bad seat. It's really, really nice. So, and you know, if you have plans for the weekend, if you have things coming up and it's not already on our community calendar, please get in touch with us. You can call here and just say, oh, I need to add something to the community calendar, and we do that. It's a free service from ETC.
And I hear next month, I'm not sure of the date, but it'll be a Sunday evening, I think, down at Mount Zion Baptist Church in Jasper, the Hoppers will be in concert.
Yes, the Hoppers, who are famous for one song that's really, really good that the Inspirations used to do. And it's like if I were going to go see the Hoppers, that's the song I would want them to open with it and close with it. And it has something to do about time. If y'all know the name of this song, it is actually on the DVD from Warner Robins that we play quite often here on ETC with the Inspirations. But who made it famous first, the Inspirations or the Hoppers?
Well, it wasn't the Inspirations, no. And I'm not even sure the Hoppers did. That song's been around a long, long time.
It has, but it says something about time. If you can think of the name of the song,
It's
it
what you'll
might
be
be
doing
the
in heaven.
way. Yeah, Yeah, that's a good thing. And it might be what you might be doing at one of these
Football games.
yeah, football games. You might be doing that too. Call us at 866-939-2329.
Or the Pentecostal church, maybe. Yeah.
That's what I was getting to. That's exactly right. You got it. You got it. You got it. Whoever that is just got a DVD. And you know what? I need to get these bad boys out because, you know, for 3 days I didn't bring them. Guess what, y'all? There you go. We've got DVDs today. I just happened to remember them this morning. We owe 2 of them out, so we can give away 1 more. And it's going to be a question about Loretta Lynn in a little bit. So put your thinking cap on and think about who all Loretta Lynn sang with. And that might give you a hint because, honey, it ain't Conway. If it was Conway, you know, wouldn't it be cool if Conway Tweedy could be sitting in that seat right there?
No.
He could sing 15 years ago to me. Can you sing that song? For my birthday, will you learn that for me?
I don't even know that song.
I know he doesn't because he doesn't like country music.
I only know one. And it's only make-believe.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
That's Conway. That's
Oh,
a good
God,
song.
that's terrible stuff. Just terrible.
David White knew that Shouting Time, it was made
Shouting
famous
Time
by
in
several
Heaven.
groups. Yeah.
Mhm. They do a good job on that.
Good song. Well, we hope you are planning a great weekend. We are planning a very quick trip to Kentucky. We hope to bring you back some beautiful footage of the mountains. We're going to be on Cumberland Gap Parkway. Is that what it's called?
That's what
Have
I've
you ever
heard.
been there?
I've never been there.
Well,
Never
they
been to
say it's a
Kentucky.
beautiful place. It is in eastern Kentucky, which is the poor part of the state, but we're going to go
Close
up
out
there
of
and we're
town.
going to get some footage and come back and we're going to bring a surprise back to y'all. So right now we're going to take a break. We have some great music on board today. We have a visit from a soldier that I just love and can't believe how much these kids have grown. I think the baby was about 6 months old the first time I met him.
Little bitty thing, yes.
Little bitty thing, bald-headed, and now she's got this big head full of hair. So reckon where they got that hair.
It's kind of weird how it works when you get older. You lose the hair and go bald-headed
Yeah,
again. So.
and then she gets it. We'll be back in just a minute. We're back. Okay, I told you, we have some of the cutest kids on here. If we had cute kid contest, these two might win it. They are really
The
cute.
blonde hair going on.
Man, we've been visiting with these children since a very sad day when their dad was leaving for Iraq. Do you remember that?
Up at the orchard.
Up at the orchard, and I was holding the littlest one in my arms up there on the set, and Dad had tears coming down his cheeks, Mom had tears coming down her cheeks, I had tears coming down my cheeks, but it was a great mission. You were in Iraq for how long? Or in Afghanistan? Which one?
Iraq.
Iraq, okay. And how long were you there, Tim?
12 and a half months.
Was that a long 12 and a half months?
It was very long.
It was very long.
Very long.
There were times we would get emails that your mom would forward, and sometimes you sounded a little depressed, a little down. Other times you sounded like you were trying to make everybody feel good. Did you see that in you?
I could see some of that in me. And
Yeah.
then the whole time, because I know what the news portrays and stuff like that,
Right.
because a lot of times I didn't know some of the stuff that was going on until I heard it from the news, and there's some stuff that I knew that was going on. And then actually experiencing it myself.
Right.
I didn't want the family to know that, some of the stuff that we was going through, because of the fact there's nothing they can do to change it other than to keep us up in prayer.
Right.
And speaking of prayer, I firmly believe that that's the only reason why I'm here, sitting here talking to you today, because there was some close calls and
Oh, yeah.
stuff that could have happened. And like I said, there's one incident in particular, probably about 5 weeks before I came home. And this one, if I'd done my normal routine, there was a rocket that had came into the fob and landed in that spot. But I just so happened to change my routine that day, and that's the only reason why I'm talking here today. And like I said, I firmly believe that if it wasn't for the prayer from back home,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you putting us on the air and constantly asking for prayer for us,
Yeah.
I really don't believe that I'd be here today.
People prayed for you everywhere. I mean, literally, we had people in Orlando, Florida from, my sister watches this, and she has a prayer chain down there, a big prayer chain. So y'all had a lot of prayers from Florida. But it was funny how everybody connected, and then everybody wanted to keep an update on you and what's going on with you and how are things going. And I could see there were times, just from reading those messages, I thought, wow, he's getting down, you know. And sometimes how you closed, just different little things that made you know maybe there was a little tension going on. Now, would you today, you are career military.
Yes.
You're going to retire from the military pretty young and with a decent living. And today, your family gets some military housing.
Yes.
And you can get an education. Can you get an education while he's in the military? Okay. So there are two good opportunities. You can further your education because they'll pay for it, and then your wife can stay at home. Now, you're a stay-at-home teaching mom. Take that mic from baby boy.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you homeschool the
Yes, I do.
children. So the military life gives you an opportunity to also go to school online
Yes.
and be at home with these precious children.
And actually, the Department of Defense fully paid for the classes that I'm taking right now.
That's awesome.
It was about a $7,000 course that I'm taking, and it was completely free. So,
Tim, would you do this again?
Most definitely.
Yeah. And would you recommend it to other young families who are starting out thinking, you know, there aren't many jobs out here. I really love my country, and I could make a career of military. Would you recommend that to other people?
I would.
Yeah.
Definitely. The military's been good to me. It has. It's hard. It's a lot of sacrifice, but if you really feel proud about your country and stuff, I'd highly recommend it. And like I
Right.
said, it's a rewarding career, and there's so many different types of jobs that you can get in the military. So,
Why did you choose Navy?
well, to be honest with you, I'd originally tried for the Air Force right out of high school, and it didn't work out. And then years later, I was working for a different person and became a real close friend of mine, but he was in the Navy Reserves, and he'd asked me about if I'd ever thought about it. And I said, actually, I have. Something I've always wanted to do as a young child my whole life is to go into the military.
Right.
And so talked to the recruiter again and came in. I've been in ever since.
Now, your class is what now? I mean, your rank?
E5,
E5.
second class petty officer.
Okay, you started, how many times have you advanced? In how many years? What does it take to get to where you are?
I've been in almost 12 years in E5, which is 5 advancements.
So with that, you get a raise every time?
Yes.
That's cool. That's cool. Because out here in today's world, there aren't many raises going on. There aren't many people having job security, so it's a great opportunity. Have you seen a lot of guys that you're in the military with who just signed up because of that?
That's something I hadn't really talked about to them. From what I hear from the younger people that's coming in now, a lot of them are coming in for the education to get to schooling.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, and then, of course, I've talked to some people that they come in because of the schooling, and then they wind up making a career out of it, and then some people come in planning on making a career out of it, and then they change their mind and decide to just take the school and just
Right.
go off to do other things. It's
Now,
very
how old will you be when you get to retire?
Well, I started my military career late, but I'll be 55 when I retire.
55, okay.
I
And-
started it late.
Late, how many years? If you're in 12, how long do you have to be in?
20 years to
20
retire.
years, okay.
And I joined at age 29.
Okay. From the moment he joined the military, have you supported him?
oh yeah.
Yeah. Could he do it without you? Probably not.
I don't know what he would say. I don't think so.
No, because you have a total commitment to this too,
Yes,
don't you?
you pretty much have to. I mean, it's hard. It's very hard on the family, especially when they're deploying a lot. I mean, some assignments we have it good, and some we don't have it so good. So you just have to roll with it.
Right.
When we were in Texas, he worked 7 to 4 every day.
That's
We
awesome.
got him for every weekend, and he didn't have to stay on duty nights. And since he's been on the ship, he's been gone quite a bit. But we love him, we support him, we love our country, and so we'll do whatever it takes to
Right.
support his career.
Now he's about to get back on that big boat again, isn't he?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Now, this time he'll be gone 6.5 to 7.5 months. The children change a lot in that time, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Do you email him pictures and keep up? Can you do that while he's on the ship?
It'll be more difficult. Our communication will be more difficult. When he was in Iraq, we had webcam. We communicated just about every day, and he's not going to have the same kind of availability on the ship that he had when he was on land. So we'll probably send more things through the regular mail, and it'll take longer to get to him.
Will a plane land on your ship and bring you mail? Is that how they do that?
Well, actually, it's a smaller ship, so all we
Okay.
have is one helo squadron. I mean, it's just one helo helicopter that comes on board. And so some of the mail will come that way, which will be very little, but most of it is when we pull in port, because we can only stay out for like 30 days at a time
Okay.
before we have to pull into port to restock up on stuff, and that'll be when we'll pick up the mail. So most of the time the mail will come when we pull into port for like 2 or 3 days.
How many guys will be on this? And are there men and women on this ship?
It's only set up to have 5 women, which are officers. So that's the only female that will be on the ship. The ship is set up to have about 210 to 220 sailors on it, and we're probably going to be going out with about 170. With they're constantly downsizing our military, so.
You ever go with them?
Yeah.
You get seasick?
Yeah, as bad as yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. That is something, downsizing the military. Why are we downsizing a little bit?
Money.
Is it economics?
I guess I don't know the
Yeah.
rules. I don't agree with it.
Yeah, I definitely don't agree with that. I thought we needed, and I thought it was growing. Now, have you seen the commercial where the guy comes to New York? Is it an army of one? Yeah.
so.
Have you seen that where the guy comes back from Iraq and he's walking downtown New York and nobody's there to greet him?
I haven't seen that commercial.
That is the most awesome commercial. It looks to me like all the branches of the military are really trying to encourage people to join. So I had no idea they were cutting back.
They are.
Wow, wow. Now, what will your job be on that ship? What is your job?
My main job is aviation supply, but on the ship I'll just be doing ship supply. And of course, part of my main job while I'll be on the ship is supporting the helo squadron. I mean, I say squadron, but it's actually only one helicopter, but I deal with their parts. It'll be my main primary job on there, is making sure they get the parts they need.
When you go out to sea, how far are you from land? I mean, miles. I know it's. I have no idea.
There ain't no Walmart.
No, I know it. I'm thinking when you look at this water and you're leaving out of Jacksonville, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, out of Jacksonville, how far away from shore will you be? What if there was a critical emergency? How long would they bring in a plane and take a sailor off there?
I don't know the answer to that question.
I just wonder
I
how
know
far out it is.
as far out, we go out. I mean, we can cross the ocean. I mean, we can. The ship has been to South America. It's been to Iraq.
In feet, how long is this ship? I'm just trying to figure out, are you on a big cruise boat or a little cruise boat?
A little one.
A little one.
I'd say it's about the size of, I think it's about 400 foot, just over 400 foot long.
Okay.
So that's a
So
small
that would be 400 feet would be about how many tractors and trailers lined up
The only
together?
thing you
That's a big boat.
The only thing you'd want to know is, does it have air conditioning?
Yeah, does it have air conditioning? Is it comfortable?
when the air conditioner works.
Okay, okay.
There have been times that the air conditioner doesn't work and
Wow.
it's rough.
Is it claustrophobic?
To people that are claustrophobic, I mean, I'm not claustrophobic, it doesn't
Yeah.
bother me, but it's small.
I bet it is.
It's a lot. It's the smallest quarters I've had since I've been in the military.
I don't know if
so.
you could be claustrophobic and be at a Navy sailor guy. You seen their bunks?
No.
They're pretty small.
But I bet, yeah.
Yeah,
Now, I would think the best job on that ship would be the cook. How many cooks does it take to feed the 200 or so of y'all?
There's a total of 5, and I think 2 usually does most of the cooking. There's a total of 5 total.
So are you
board.
eating those little ration things, or do they really cook on there?
They really cook.
Do they?
I just won't say too much about the quality of food, but it's actually real food, but the quality's not the greatest.
Not exactly what you're looking for. And there's no Wendy's or drive-in window or anything like that? No, you're
You know,
done.
the bigger carriers and stuff, they say that they have some of the fast food
Really?
restaurants on it. That's what
Yeah.
they say.
Wow.
But I haven't been on one of
Now,
those.
have your children ever gotten to go on the ships you'll be, have they ever?
Not to actually sail. They've been on, like when I have duty where I have to stay on board ship overnight for 24 hours, they've actually came on board.
I wondered what they think about Daddy's job, because if a firefighter's kid sees his fire truck, they love it and they're in awe. When they see the ship you're on, are they in awe of that? What you think of Dad's job?
I thought it was pretty cool.
Was it? Was it really big?
Yeah, it was a big ship.
It was. Do you think you want to be in the Navy when you grow up?
Yes, I want to be just like my dad.
How cool is that? How cool is that? Now, how are you getting along with this little sister over here?
Well, me and her kind of fight a little bit, but
No.
we get
No.
used to it.
Yeah, you do. Well, she is growing up on you. When she gets bigger, you'll have to really take care of her and protect her, won't you?
Yes, I will.
Yes. Now, how old are you right now?
6.
Do you know you've been on here since you were 3 years old? People got to watch you grow up.
I know.
Isn't that something? How many of the other kids you know have been on TV about 6 times like you have?
Well, I haven't seen any of my friends on TV, but I've seen kids that, like, they get treated bad to their moms. Their moms and dad treat them bad on TV.
Uh-oh.
On the
Well,
news.
you've got a really good mom and dad, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Now, what's sister's name?
My sister's name is Skylar.
Skylar. That's right. I remember now. Now, is Skylar always as good as she's been today?
Not always. Sometimes she's being bad.
Uh-oh. Well, she has grown up in front of us. Can Skylar come over and sit in Dad's lap just a second? No, she can't, and we're not going to make her. I was going to see if Dad could get her to say hello to everybody. But she doesn't want to, does she? Well, who else is here with us today? Is Granny here today? What do you call?
What?
What do you call your grandmother?
Grandma.
Grandma. Grandma. Does Grandma write letters to Dad while he's out at sea?
Yeah, she sends cookies out to him.
I figured she did. I figured she did. And she encourages people to keep him in their prayers too, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Now, does Mom help y'all pray for Dad while he's gone?
Yes.
Yes, I knew you did. I knew you did. Well, it's been great having y'all here today. Tim, is there anything, can people write to you?
Yes, they can. I don't know the ship address off the top of my head. That'd be something that we'd have to send back to you.
Okay,
Via
okay.
email.
Because you'll be out about 7 months.
6.5 to 7 months,
Okay.
that's correct.
All right. Now, the military is very involved in things besides war, protecting the country. One of the things that we have to be protected from are the drug lords coming in from everywhere. Drugs come in from South America. They come in from China, a lot of them. I mean, they're finding drugs everywhere. Is that important that America keep our borders free from the entry of the drugs? That we see them coming in by leaps and bounds. There was a guy arrested. Did you watch the news last night?
No.
Where his vehicle was just full of drugs, you know, and that's what's invading America every single day.
And I think it's very important to protect our country against. I mean, it's not something that I want my children to be involved in.
Right.
You know, you just see a lot of things when you watch TV and hear about on the news, even local news in Jacksonville or here. You hear about the different things, how drugs just destroy families and the communities itself, and how it runs down the community also.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, you've got a very important job, and we wish you nothing but well. And you, young lady, now what kind of degree are you going to get?
Well, right now I'm going for medical billing and coding.
Okay.
So I guess it won't be a degree, but it'll definitely be something I can do from home and stay with the kids and be able to homeschool like I wanted to.
I think that's what my sister used to do, and she got to stay at home, and she listened to a dictaphone and then transcribed doctor's reports and all that. It was awesome. It was a great way to make a living, so congratulations. I'm glad you chose that. That'll be cool. You can stay at home with the kids.
Thank you.
Thank you both for being here today. We're going to take a break and go to the community calendar, and there's a little music coming up in honor of you.
Really?
Yeah, I chose one of your favorite people, With the Man. She's singing With the Man.
It ain't
Now-
Loretta Lynn, I hope.
Oh, it is Loretta Lynn.
I'm going to the restroom.
You know it is. You know, speaking of.
Can I
no,
leave now?
No, you're not. Yeah, no, we just,
thought we just heard it
Yeah,
already.
whatever Loretta Lynn music you want to play, but we do have one we're going to play in a little bit that is Loretta with a Man. And what is that man's name? Do you know any of the men she used to sing with?
Ernest Tubbs, one of them, I know
He
that.
is. He is. He is. You got it. You got it. You win a DVD.
Oh, good. Well, I like Loretta
Have you
Lynn.
got a
yeah.
birthday or an anniversary? What is that one?
It just says this young man is watching us online, Brody Wallace.
Happy birthday,
Dawsonville.
21 years old. Happy birthday. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have a couple. I think you will recognize them. I think you've ever watched Monday Night on ETC, you will recognize these folks. If you've ever been out and bought a boiled peanut and cherry log, I think you'll recognize them too. They kind of do that double dipping and double duty, and today they're wearing a different hat. You're going to come back and meet the couple who does Generations. I want to talk to them about where did that name come from? Where did that name come from? We'll see when we come back and talk to Al and Dana. What do you do?
I hear footsteps slowly walking as they gently walk across a lonely floor, and the is softly saying, darling, this will be goodbye forevermore. There goes my reason for living. There goes the one of my dreams. There goes my only possession. There goes my everything. As my memory turns back the pages, I can see the happy years we had before, and the love that kept this old heart beating has been shattered by the closing of the door. There goes my reason for living. There goes the one of my dreams. There goes my only possession. There goes my everything. You want me to prove my love for you. I'm surprised at the way you're asking me to. You've known me so long, I can't understand what kind of a girl do you think I am? What kind of a girl do you want for a while? Do you want a girl who knows that much about life? Well, if that's what you want, take me out of your plans. What kind of a girl do you think I am?
Oh, Lord. Bill, I just love you. I brought all this music today to treat you.
Can I take my cotton out of my ears now?
I brought some folks in who love music, love old-time music, and y'all are the host of Generations. Where did the title come from?
Well, we have a friend named Tom Cox, and he's been in the advertising business. And we went out to his house one day. We were talking about doing the program and what we wanted to do, which was cover a lot of different music things.
Now, see, he said the word different music.
Different
I like
music.
Loretta Lynn. He doesn't. He likes some people I don't, but I don't make fun of the people he likes. So there you go.
You should.
Okay. Yeah.
And
No.
of course, Dana plays dulcimer and
Right.
bow dulcimer, and so that's not bluegrass. Well, now it
No.
is with Seba. They've accepted the dulcimer. But we just sat down and looked at what we wanted to do with the program, and we just put down a lot of different names, and I came up with the generations because
I
it covers
loved it,
everything.
and I loved your set, and I love that big curtain, because then when our singers, like we're gonna have a singer today, he got to stand in front of that beautiful curtain, and now he's going back in front of the barn wall, so we're gonna miss
You're
it.
gonna be on Hee Haw.
But y'all went ahead, how many did you tape?
12.
12, okay, will
12.
they re-air those during the year while you're taking your
Yes,
break?
yes.
Okay,
They're gonna, I guess they're gonna start next week
I
re-airing.
have the information.
okay, tell us,
Right here.
tell us.
Starting next week, we will be on at 10 o'clock Saturday nights. And then again, it will repeat the following Sunday at 7:30. So there you have it.
There you go.
10 o'clock
there you go.
Saturday nights.
And I
Sunday at
can tell you
7:30.
they can watch Heart of the Home first, and then they can stay tuned to
That's right.
Generations. So
That's
there
right.
you go.
We've got it covered.
We
don't
will occupy your Saturday night. Now, while you're not here in the studio, you're out because you filmed a lot this week on Labor Day. We filmed the Kaylors, and y'all did some other groups. Tell me about the groups you did.
We did all the filming before you got there.
Right.
So, and then when you got there, you took over.
Did the Kaylors.
there-
We ran out of film.
Yeah, yeah,
So the timing was perfect.
yeah, yeah.
But they had a marvelous turnout this year.
they did.
It was awesome.
Do we know yet how much money was raised?
Not yet. I
Okay.
think they'll
Probably
probably.
take a week or so,
Yeah,
Probably.
well,
it'll
it
take a
was an
little bit.
amazing event, and so many volunteers, over 200 volunteers.
Yes.
Now, what about the music? Because the only group, well, I saw the Hogshead Brothers and then the Kaylors. Who else was there
Yes,
that day?
they had, I happen to have that with me, and we're showing some today. It is the Victory Song. These two women are from the Copper Basin area.
Know them, and I've had them on the show, yeah.
Polka Dots.
Uh-huh.
Now, this was real interesting. This lady has been with this event since its beginning. I think she's
30 years.
Yes, she's 90-something years old.
Uh-huh.
Jane Jensen and her daughter Marty, I'm going to mess her name up, Marquard, I think.
Uh-huh.
And they're from the Mineral Bluff area. And then we have the Blue Ridge Dulcimer Players and River Park Bluegrass Band, and of course the Dirt Road Rascals, of course.
Well, we're going to go to some of the footage that y'all did on Monday. Now, was there a variety of people who stayed and left, or did most people come to listen to the music and stayed all day?
Most everybody stayed the day because it was pretty packed.
It
So just
stayed
really right
packed.
before y'all came.
Well, several people, I said, how long have you been there? And they said, since 1 o'clock. And it was like 5 o'clock then.
Yes.
So.
We got there at 11:30, and it was pretty well packed then.
Well, you know what I was doing at 11:30? I was sitting at home going, I am not going down there and standing in that line to eat barbecue. We'll wait till later. But it was still busy when we got
It
there.
was.
Very busy. So it was awesome.
And they were still selling when we left
Yes.
that afternoon.
Right.
mean-
Well, I know they have on, do you have the little brochure about the 30-year anniversary that has some of the recipes in it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
that
let me
one.
see this, because if you didn't get one of these, they may still have some available. They have some really good recipes in it.
They
And
do.
it was their way to raise money, and it's the Interdenominational Labor Day Barbecue, Share the Spirit, and it is all about, and this is just a little booklet telling you a little bit about it, but I think they still have some available, and it's got Aunt Pat's $500 pound cake. This is from Cherry Log Christian Church. Yogurt pound cake, Mama's pound cake, lemon almond pound cake. I'm
Yummy.
getting hungry, Bill. Coconut
the
pound
last time
cake,
yet?
Symphony Bar brownies, orange glaze pound cake. Lots of recipes. So if you didn't pick up one of these, I bet we can get in touch with somebody and get them. I think they're $6 each.
They were.
But it's a contribution to the event.
It's worthy cause.
Well
It
worth,
certainly
yeah,
is, because
yeah.
all the money goes back into the community. So it's,
Now, why didn't you bring your dulcimer today?
I'm terribly sorry. It's early, Bill.
It's early.
I wanted to hear some of that.
Well, we're going to
You'll
take a
hear
break
some of
and
the
go
You will.
to, we're going to go to some of the music that Alan Dana filmed on Monday. And beginning with, who is the first person we're going to see?
I think the first is going to be Dirt Road Rascals. Is
Dirt
that
Road Rascals.
right, Hannah?
Yes, that's
Okay.
right, yeah.
And this song I'm going to dedicate to you.
Thank
I
you.
wrote this song. It's called My Daddy Was a Preacher.
Oh, how
okay.
sweet. Here we go.
seafaring stranger traveling through this world of woe. There's no sickness, toil, or danger to that bright world to which I go. I'm going there to see my Father. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. Though dark clouds may gather around me, though my way be rough and steep, golden fields lie before me, where God's redeemed shall forever sleep. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'll meet me when I come. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. I'm going there to see my Savior, sing His praise forevermore. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. I'm just going over home.
We're back. Okay, that's a little bit about what was going on Labor Day, and they're going to cue up some more music from what went on Labor Day. There's not a single weekend in the community we serve you can't go find some really good music.
Right.
Now, we're going to have a gentleman on in just a minute that we actually picked up at McCaysville First Baptist Church. I had seen him at Singing in the Mountains. Do y'all ever go to Singing in the Mountains?
When we have time.
Well, there's
very
always
often.
an event, isn't
It
there?
is.
Yeah.
We do not have enough people to go around to film these events.
Well, what do you do every year in the fall? What are some of the festivals you do every year? What are the ones that really mean a lot to you?
Well, one of the oldest in the state of Georgia it's called our Murchie Bluegrass Festival.
Right.
We just left that this past weekend. We performed there. This was their 38th year.
Wow.
And then in how many weeks we're going to be at The Rock, which is in
Second
Rockmore.
weekend in
And
October.
it's kind of like the Merle Fest of Georgia.
Yeah,
It's a
biggest.
biggie. It's a biggie. And then...
Now, will y'all bring footage from that so you'll
Yes.
have that
Yes.
for next
We
year's
sure
show?
will.
As a matter of fact, we are looking at doing our next series on music festivals, which won't be just bluegrass, it'll be
right.
some other festivals, and we're
Well,
already working on that.
It's a dirt cheap opportunity to do something every weekend. Every weekend. You can find a festival somewhere.
And most of them are free.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
or-
is, and good, clean family fun. Get your families out, get them involved. Such as tonight, is our SEBA night, Southeastern Bluegrass Association at the Senior Center. And tonight we will have Alex Tomlinson. I think we're going to have some footage of him a little bit later. But this is a 15-year-old kid that is a 7-time fiddle champion.
Wow.
This kid
15
is
years old.
awesome. He is awesome, and he will be with us tonight. It starts at 6:30, and I look for a big turnout. So
Bring chairs.
Bring your chairs, everybody.
Is it inside over here in the building?
It is
behind? Okay.
inside, but if we have enough people, we may be moving it outdoors.
Okay.
We shall see. But it's a great way to, if you get your kids involved, get them there young, let them hear this music, and that's how you get the children hooked
Right.
on good music, gospel, bluegrass, and what better way to start children out? And we have had a lot of kids come through. So music is good for the soul.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you guys find it when you're playing on stage, don't you kind of separate yourself from the cares of the world and you just really just
We
flow
try to do
and-
that anyway.
I know, but
I'm with you.
when you're playing bluegrass
Yes,
especially,
yes.
you just kind of get
Because
into
your
that.
mind is on nothing
Yeah.
but what.
It's
what
very
you're doing.
relaxing, I would think, too.
Well, y'all didn't know this, but one day, one of your programs, that morning, I showed a picture of a young man when he was 3 years old. He was the ring bearer in my daughter's wedding, and I showed this picture when he was 3. Had no idea that night y'all had him booked on your show, Kyle Davis, and he's standing there playing the banjo, and I looked and I said, where else could this happen? That morning I had him on with this little picture when he was 3 years old, and then that night y'all had him on, and,
Wow.
and he's now, he's going to be a teacher, he's in college, he's all this, and he loves bluegrass music, and I thought that is just too weird. That out of all the things I could have showed that morning,
It really is.
It was funny.
Well, see, we've watched Kyle grow up because
yeah.
he came, when we started at the Cherry Log Picking, Kyle would come down the hill, bring his banjo, and he and Mama would actually do some dancing
Oh,
for
yeah.
us,
Oh,
know,
yeah.
clogging.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we've so enjoyed watching him, and he has just blossomed and just making great strides, and I predict you're going to see some great things come out of that kid.
He is a good kid. He's a good
He
kid.
really is.
Well, it was funny because I looked that night and I said, I'll be darned. I thought that could never happen anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, right now we're going to go to some music that y'all did on Monday. And now tell me again the young man's name, the 15-year-old.
Alex Tomlinson.
Will we see him on this?
I think you will.
Okay.
If you don't see him on this, you'll see him a little bit later in the show because we did bring some of him.
All right, we're going to go. Have you got some birthdays? You want to do those? And I'm going to do one right quick. Dominic Hughes from McKaysville, Georgia. Happy birthday, 3 years old.
Well, we got Beth Gibbs on today's date, September 9th, age 18. And Ernest Gibb,
Yay.
72 years old.
Happy birthday, Ernest, and have a
So
great,
BGs.
great week. Yep, there you go. Now, if you have birthdays, please remember to call us. And I need to know who, last week Angie Barker won the cake, and I can't find the certificate for it to give it to her because she won the cake and she needs to eat it. So we got to find that. Every week we do give away a cake from one of our local bakeries, and thank you to all the bakeries who participate in this. Right now, we're going to go to some music, shot Labor Day in downtown Blue Ridge, one of those other free events.
That's right.
There's a song, Anchor Holds, that I think touches a lot of people.
The
Isn't it
Anchor
appropriate that he is going to do that song today as we just had a sailor on here? This is too weird.
Good song.
It is a great song. Sit back now and enjoy Jimmy Allen from McKaysville, Georgia. Now, he's one of those folks. I was up in the balcony at First Baptist. I spotted him down there about to leave, and I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I nailed him and got him, handed him my card, and here you go. Sit back now and enjoy some great music by Jimmy Allen.
I have journeyed through the long dark night, out on the open sea. By faith alone, sight unknown, and yet his eyes were watching me. The anchor holds, though the ship is battered. The anchor holds, while the sails are torn. I have fallen on my knees as I faced the raging sea. The anchor holds in spite of the storm. I've had visions, I've had dreams, I've even held them in my hands, but I never knew they would slip right through like they were only grains of sand. The anchor holds, though the ship is battered. The anchor holds, though the sails are torn. I have fallen on my knees as I faced the raging sea. The anchor holds in spite of the storm. Well, I have been young, but I am older now. And there have been beauty these eyes have seen, but it was in the night, through the storms of my life, that's when God proved his love for me. The anchor holds, though the ship is battered. The anchor holds, the sails are torn. I have fallen on my knees as I faced the raging sea. The anchor holds in spite of the storm. I have fallen on my knees as I faced the raging seas. The anchor holds in spite of the storm.
Well, I know a gentleman here in LJ who's sitting at home going, "Go, way to go." That is a great song. That is a
Oh,
great
yeah.
song, isn't
I like
it?
that one, yeah.
Who wrote that song? Do you know?
Don't remember who wrote that one, no, but I've heard a bunch of people do it.
Oh, there have been a bunch of people do it. I don't think anybody any better than that one. Now, we've got another song by Jimmy, and then we're going to come over and let him talk to us a little bit and share what he loves about music. You know, music does calm a fear. It gives you something to look forward to. It takes you away, and it relieves a little pressure. I think listening to music relieves a little. If you're down and out,
Especially
just put on
gospel
some good music, yeah, and especially gospel music. Right now, we're going to go back to Jimmy Allen.
Try to hold on to this world with everything I have, but I feel the weight of what it brings and the hurt that tries to grab. And many trials that seem to never end. His word declares this truth, that we will enter in this rest with wonders anew. But I hold on to this hope and the promise that he brings. There will be a place with no more suffering. There will be a day with no more tears, and no more pain, and no more fear. There will be a day when the burdens of this place will be no more. We'll see Jesus face to face. But until that day, we'll hold on to you always. I know the journey seems so long. You feel you're walking on your own, but there's never been a step that you walked out all alone. Troubled soul, don't lose your heart. There's joy and peace he brings, and the beauty that's in store outweighs the hurt of life's sting. But I hold on to this hope and the promise that he brings. There will be a place with no more suffering. There will be a day with no more tears, no more pain, and no more fears. There will be a day when the burdens of this place will be no more. We'll see Jesus face to face. But until that day, we'll hold on to you always. I can't wait until that day, till the very one I've lived for always will wipe away the sorrow that I face. Oh, to touch the scars that rescued me from a life of pain and misery. Oh, this is why I sing. There will be a day with no more tears, no more pain, no more fears. There will be a day when the burdens of this place will be no more. We'll see Jesus face to face. There will be a day with no more tears, no more pain, no more fear. There will be a day when the burdens of this place will be no more. We'll see Jesus face to face. There will be a day He'll wipe away the tears. He'll wipe away the tears. He'll wipe away the tears. There will be a day.
Okay, Dana, drag Jimmy over here. Bring your mic and we want to talk to you for just a few minutes. He chose two very different songs. One a little bit contemporary, very upbeat. One a solid song. Man, the Anchor Holes, that is one. And we're going to entice people to don't touch that dial because you're going to do Beulah Land a cappella. That is the song that everybody tries to nail. Not many people can. I think you can nail it. I think you can nail it. Now, we did pick you up at church in McKaysville, Georgia. And I was up in the balcony. I was up in the balcony, and I remember thinking, well, if I'm up here very discreetly filming, it won't make anybody nervous. I was there because Wally Bryson's mama said to be there. So when Mama Joyce says be there, she's there. So Wally was nervous about being filmed. Did you mind what we did that day? Did it make you nervous?
No, it didn't make me nervous.
No. Now, you choose to sing Southern gospel with a little contemporary flair.
I mainly do contemporary, to be honest with you. I grew up in a church singing hymns and doing traditional, but if I had my rathers, I would be contemporary probably.
Okay.
So.
Well, and you really made an impression on me that day, and you said you had a cold, and I thought,
I did.
man.
There's allergies right now, this weather the way it is, it plays havoc on us singers.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it's just, it's not rained in 3 weeks, and everything's blooming, and it's...
It is.
But the Lord, I do it for the Lord. I sing to an audience of one, and
That's right.
I do it for His glory.
You did a great job.
Yeah.
Now, who taught you to sing? Did you just wake up one morning and say, I believe I'll be a singer?
My mother was very musically inclined. She had a full 4-year scholarship in chorus. My aunt had a full 4-year scholarship. Growing up in a small church, we had a youth group leader by the name of Claire Reed, she played acoustic guitar, and I grew up singing to acoustic guitar. And to answer your question, I believe I could always carry a tune from the time I was able to walk and talk. Because my mom and dad had recordings of me singing to Wake Up Sleepy Jean and these old 70s songs, and I'm just going along with them. I'm just going along with them. So it's, but it's, it's, the Lord's blessed me, and I give Him all the glory. It's not me, it's Him. And I mess up from time to time, but I do it all for Him.
Oh, yeah.
But he's really been good to me.
Well, those were both really, really good songs, very different. But what kind of church do you go to now?
Well, I kind of travel around different churches because this is my calling in Christ is singing. And I go to First Baptist McKaysville. I go to First Baptist Epworth. There's a new church in Blue Ridge called The Ridge that Chan Mitchell. I've been going there.
Yeah.
I go to Coal Town and Copper Hill quite a bit. I just travel local area churches singing.
If folks want to book you to come to their church, how do they do that?
The best way is to call my cell phone, probably 706-455-2092. I have an email address, jimmyallensings@gmail.com. I'm accessible with those.
Now, who are your parents? Because I know people are going, well, who is his mama?
My dad is Jim Allen and Robin Allen. I'm from a little community outside Murphy called Hiawassee Dam, North Carolina. And My dad used to work in the bank, Ducktown Bank, and at People's Bank when it first started years ago.
So see, people will know him. Yeah.
Everybody comes to me, they're, you're little Jimmy.
And you go, yeah, I was.
I
Yeah, I
was,
was.
you know.
I think you've been on Singing in the Mountains with us too.
I've sung
Yes.
multiple times on Sing the Mountains, numerous revivals, and I was on an Evening of Promise with Eric Chastain here one
Right,
time. So
right.
I've been very blessed. It's fun.
Now, do you play an instrument?
No, I'm glad you mentioned that. I am actually taking guitar lessons right now. I went to some auditions in Orlando back in the summer, and I've got some record companies that were interested. But they said, what do you have original that's your content? And I said, well, I don't have anything. I've always just stood up and sang.
Right.
Nobody's ever asked me to do anything different. So
Right.
I'm taking guitar lessons, and mainly my wife, I'll give her the credit. She has written about 12 songs
Wow.
in the last month or so.
What are they about?
They're country and gospel, but to be honest with you, they're a lot about life. They're a lot about life, raising a family today. They're a lot about what we face today and challenges. And I know she does, and I've become more inclined into songwriting. Songwriting's a craft that not a lot of people
Definitely.
possess. God
Right.
gives that
You
to
bet.
people.
Amen.
And I find myself in the middle of the night waking up and something pops in my head. And my wife carries a piece of paper with her all the time now, and she'll write a little bit down. And this may sound crazy, it may sound off the wall, but
It sounds normal to me.
it may sound off the wall, but I do a lot of landscaping and on the side and mowing and stuff like that. I do my best thinking when I'm weed eating or working. That's my quiet time.
Yeah, yeah.
And stuff will pop in my head and we'll write it down. But I haven't written any songs completely myself. My wife and my brother-in-law, my dad's working on some. I've got some very talented writers in my family.
That's awesome.
But I have
Yes.
actually started putting music to one song that I'm going to be doing in about a month at a benefit. And it's almost finished. I got together with a friend of mine I'm taking guitar lessons from, just unbelievably talented man. And in 30 minutes, we had the music to the chorus and the verse. And we're
What's the
almost
song
done.
about?
It's about a lady that was just recently in a car wreck. And she's a professing Christian. She's been saved by God, but she was saved by grace in that wreck. And he saved her again. And he came
Wow.
down and he was there. And
Wow.
if you look at the pictures, it's a wonder anybody walked out of that wreck. But you know, there's angels around us all the time, and God's hedge of protection is around us all the time. We take it for granted. But you look back in your life at times when you miss your keys or you lose your keys or something happens and you realize it was a wreck. Stuff happens for a reason.
Oh, absolutely.
God's in control and nothing ever happens by chance.
I want to ask you something. If a big promoter, producer from Nashville walked in and said, Jimmy Allen, we want you, but you can never do gospel music, what would you say to that?
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I would think you couldn't.
As much as I would like to, and I'll be honest with you, I would like to do some country albums as well as gospel. And you know, people say, well, you can't do both, but I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
I had people in Orlando say, when you're going down the road, if you're listening to gospel, you never put country in. That's not true. I'll listen to Tim McGraw, and then I'll
Oh,
listen
yeah.
to Mercy Me or Third Day or an old-fashioned hymn, Alan Jackson doing hymns or something. So I would like to do both, but if somebody told me I could not do gospel music, then no,
Yeah,
I
good for you.
couldn't do that.
Good for you.
because that's not what God called me to do.
Do you remember the song that Alan Jackson wrote at 2 a.m. about 9/11?
Yes.
Where were you? I don't think there's ever been a song that fit the moment, touched everybody. There was nobody that wasn't affected by that song. He said he got out of bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and within 15 minutes wrote that song.
It can happen that way. I think a lot of it, like I said, is divine intervention. I think God reveals stuff to certain people, and there's those people that have that gift, you know, that just can. I know, since I've come back from Orlando, I have all these thoughts running through my head. It's hard to put down on paper what you have in your head and make it cohesive and make it coherent for people to understand what you're trying to say and make it beautiful.
Now, can your wife sing?
She can. She doesn't very much, but she can.
Okay. Because I was going to ask you if she writes the perfect words, could she also put the music to it?
She probably could. That's a total different ballgame. You can sit down. A song is really nothing but a story or a poem
Right.
that it is telling a story. And the music to it is a total different ballgame. I mean, a lot of times, unfortunately, the music is what makes the song. Because how many times, some people don't even listen to the words of a song, but they listen to the melody. And they're like, man, that's catchy or that's good.
Right.
So music can really make or break a song. you can have a beautifully written song and have not the so good words or music, excuse me, and it not be that good.
Well, it's like Crazy, written by Willie Nelson, done with a totally different tempo. Nothing was right about it. Patsy Cline took it and totally changed it, and now it is the song, you know.
Well, I think I was talking to somebody the other day. Willie Nelson had the first opportunity to sing The Gambler that Kenny Rogers did, but he turned it down. And you know what a hit Kenny did at. Of course, Kenny did an awesome job on it. But I think you could have 4 different people try a song, and then there may just be that one person that really can get it across. But I think in gospel music, and the reason I sing is to give people hope, to realize that in today's turbulent time, in today's time, that God is in control. And that's not just fancy words, that's the truth.
Oh, yeah.
And it's to uplift people, because people get in their car, they turn the radio on, and they're looking for something. And they're looking for something to boost them and to tell them, you know, Lord, I'm here.
Well, Dana and I had a conversation Monday about how the world has been brought down probably 10 notches, hadn't we?
At least.
A lot of people have lost it all, but are happier than they've ever been. Spiritually, absolutely content. And
Yes.
it's almost like the world has come to where it should have been. Isn't it strange?
Well, like I said, God's in control, and I think in an old country saying goes, I think that God wore everybody out real good with a belt and brought everybody down, humbled them, and realized that, I myself included, I do some real estate and build and do investments and stuff like that as well, and we had all gotten too big for our britches.
Absolutely.
And we had gotten away from, money is the root of all evil, as the Bible says, and we have to have it, and God knows what we have to have. But I think we had put money first, I think we had put possessions first, and it's easy to do, it's carnal, it's human nature to do that.
Right.
But,
And you want to do well, and sometimes we put that doing well by that fancy car, that fancy house, or that so-and-so and so-and-so, and when it comes down to it, and I think he has been a great example. He and his wife are starting over after how many years of marriage?
Well, our marriage ain't starting over.
No, but in a new home, you basically are gutting a house and starting completely over. And when you build this, I think you'll appreciate it more than anything you ever had in your life.
Sure, yeah.
And I think now we have all seen, this is like the year that God brought us exactly where he wanted us to be.
Right.
Exactly where he wanted us to be. And sometimes you look around, I've scratched my head a whole lot lately and said, well, I'll be darned, this all worked out. It worked out. When it looked desperate, it worked out.
well, it seems like, as you hear it, the Bible, the verses said and everything, in Ecclesiastes, there's a time and a purpose to everything.
Absolutely.
You don't understand why things happen the way they do, but God's timing's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
And you go through valleys, and it's been tough. I mean, by the grace of God, we've been able to keep our head above water, and we've had so many friends and family and people that have lost it, and, but sometimes losing everything is gaining everything.
Right.
But it's nothing new. Job went through the same. He went through a whole lot worse than any of us have went through.
Exactly.
And if he could do it, we could do it.
Exactly. We can
And,
do
it's
it.
easy to sit in church and hear the preacher and say, well, I think I could praise God if things go bad. But then it hits and you're like, Lord, I don't know what to do.
Right. Right.
And I think that's in those despair and in those deepest moments where some of the best songs have ever been written,
Absolutely.
some of the best songs have ever been sung,
Right.
and the best testimony.
Right.
Some of your best testimonies are those type of people.
Well, we're going to let you give a testimony. You're going to do a song that I've heard by many, many people, Beulah Land. Now you're going to do it a cappella?
We'll try.
Okay. Do you want to go over there to do it, or do you want to stay here with us? Are you comfortable? What do you want to do?
I guess I'll go over there while I can
Okay,
stand
we're gonna send Jimmy back to the rug, and we're gonna let him sing for us. And then after he finishes that, you're gonna get to see the awesome fiddle player that Dana talked about. 15 years old. His name is
15.
what?
Alex Tomlinson.
There you go. Now we're going to take just 1 second to send Jimmy over. Run over and you get ready, and here we go. Now this is a song that everybody sings.
Squire Parsons wrote this one.
Yeah, Beulah Land. It is one that will touch you. Don't forget, hit your DVR. You're going to have a copy of this. All you have to do is mash that button.
I'm kind of home, sick for a country to which I've never been before. No sad goodbyes will there be spoken, for time won't matter winter anymore. Beulah land, I'm longing for you. And someday on thee I'll stand. There my home shall be eternal. Beulah land, sweet Beulah land. I'm looking now across the river to where my faith will end in sight. There's just a few more days to labor, and then I will take my heavenly flight. Beulah land, I'm longing for you, and someday on thee I'll stand. There my home shall be eternal. Beulah land, sweet Beulah land.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Good
I have a
stuff.
couple of things I need to do, and then we're going to have to do something we never do. I have a prayer request for Buddy West, facing possibly going blind, from Irene Dale, his mother-in-law. Love you, Miss Irene. And that song, Beulah Land, was dedicated to my buddy out in Hill City, Charles Mullinax. Hope you're having a great, great day, and thank you so much for being such a great friend. Guys, I'm gonna keep this and talk about it tomorrow, because we want to go off the air letting you watch this young fiddle player. He is amazing. I know.
Tonight.
Yeah, tonight here at LJ
6:30.
at the Senior Center at 6:30. So you be here. From North Georgia Now Today, I'm Sherry Martin.
And I'm Dean Martin.
That's old Bill Senior in his yellow shirt to match mine. This is too funny, y'all. We did not talk about this. We will see you again only on ETC3, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 10 a.m., 6 to 7:30 p.m. Don't you touch your dial. Rich Scott comes on right after us with Bargain City Trading Time. We'll see you again only on ETC3. Good night, Keith.